Hello friends, my name is Drishti and you are watching InNews by Drishti IAS. In this video, we will be talking about the core sectors of the industry, and we have seen recently that there was a contraction in the core sector of India's industry. So we'll be looking at the reason, we'll be looking at the trends which are there, and then we'll be looking at the reasons. So let's start with the discussion here. Core sector output tanked. So let's see how it is tanked. Okay. So first we will be looking at the news, and then we will be taking an overall performance picture of the overall performance, you can say. Okay, and then afterwards we will be moving forward to the sector specific performances. Okay, so here we will be talking about the coal, we will be talking about the electricity, okay, etc. We will be talking about. Otherwise we will be looking at the all core 8 sectors. Okay, so when we talk about the when we talk about the industry overall, there are 8 core sector which has been identified, on the basis of which you can judge the performance of the economy. Okay, so we'll be looking at that. Then impact on the industrial output. Then after that we'll be looking at the reasons, and in the end we will have a key takeaways, or you can say we'll try to have conclude the video over there, and in the end there will be a practice question for you. Okay, so let's start. Before moving further, I would like to make this announcement that GS foundation courses for prelims as well as mains are available at different centers of Drishti IAS in offline mode in English medium. So here at Lucknow Center, it is 16th of October 2024. At Prayagraj Center, it will commence on 3rd of October. At Jaipur, 7th of October. Karol Bagh, 17th October. And when we talk about Indore, it has already been started and admissions are open. So you can go to the centers directly and you can enroll in the courses, or you can directly call on this number, that is 8010440440. Okay, 8010440440. You can call on this number to you can say solve any of your inquiries. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. First, here you can see core sector output August 2024. This report was there, and we can actually go for the assessment of the performance. Okay, India's core sector experienced a contraction in the output for August 2024, signaling a potential slowdown in the industrial sector. Okay, after nearly 3.5 years later, we are actually looking at this particular contraction now in the economy. When we talk about the after COVID, we have seen that there was the economy which was performing better, and we have seen that India is the fastest growing economy. Okay, so considering that, now we have seen this particular picture of the core sector, wherein we are saying that it has contracted in the past month, that is August 2024. Let's see how it has happened, what has happened in the industry. So overall contraction, if you look at, so here you can see first contraction in years. Okay, so nearly in 3.5 years we have seen for the first time that there was this contraction. Core sector output dropped by 1.8% year on year. Okay, so on the with respect to the last year, it has contracted to 1.8 year. Now when we are talking about the last year, we are actually comparing it with the August of 2023. Okay, so that is there. Now moving further, index of core industries. Okay, so considering the 8 industries, we have an index which is saying that ICI hit a 9-month low at 155.8. This is the indicator, or you can say this is the number which it is indicated a significant decline from July. Okay, from July to August. Earlier we were expecting that it will grow. In the June, the growth, or you can say the estimations were 4.8. Sorry, for the June it was 4.7. But when we talk about the July, it was 4.8, but it was just a marginal, you can say, increase. With respect to July, if we see August has seen a contraction. Okay, now potential impact, if we see, the contraction signals a potential slowdown in the industrial sector. Potential slowdown means that when we are saying that the industrial output has declined, that means that the production has declined. That means that somehow the economic growth will be hampered. Okay, so here you can see the contraction signals a potential slowdown in the industrial sector, impacting the overall economic growth. Okay, now moving further, here we can see sector specific performances. When we talk about the 8 core sectors, we have these 8 core sectors, that is coal, electricity, cement, refinery products, natural gas, crude oil, fertilizer and steel. Okay, out of these 8 core sectors, these 6 sectors has seen a contraction. Now what are these 6 sectors? Coal, electricity, cement, refinery products, natural gas and crude oil. Now if you see, these are all related. When we talk about the crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, these are all related, or you can say in the energy sector. Then moving further, here you can see coal, electricity and cement. when we talk about cement, cement is mostly related to your construction sector. So it is an indicator of the real estate and the construction sector that we are witnessing a slowdown in the construction as well. Okay, why? Because recently you know that monsoon months are going on. So in the monsoon months you will be seeing that less people will go for the construction, because cement require a particular time to getting dry, etc. So for that, less people will go for the construction in the monsoon. So that was one impact. Second thing is, they are saying that the industry is, you can say, facing a contraction. That means that the requirement of the electricity will be reducing. So in the electricity sector also you will be seeing that there was the contraction. Okay, when we talk about the electricity uh, field of electricity, you know that the coal is the major factor in that, because in generation of electricity we are still relying on the thermal electricity more often. So that is why here you will be seeing that there is a decline in the coal production as well, because these all things are basically related with each other. Okay, now there are two sectors which has witnessed a growth. Okay, though it was marginal growth, but they have witnessed a growth. These two sectors are basically fertilizer and steel. Now why fertilizer? Because as I told you, this is the monsoon time. So obviously you can say in the farms you will be requiring the fertilizers, because the farmers are going for the agriculture. Okay, other than that, the steel sector has witnessed a, you can say, minimum marginal growth. Okay, so here you can see these are the sectors: coal, which has witnessed a decline; electricity, which has witnessed a decline; cement witnessed a decline. Okay, then we have refinery products. Then when we are talking about the natural gas, crude oil, they have all seen a decline. Here you can say two areas are there. That is, one, your fertilizer; second is your steel. Okay, now we have discussed that. Now we can move further to the sector specific performances. So we'll be starting with the coal. So significant decline is there. Coal output fell by 8.1%, marking the first contraction in 13 months. Okay, so that is there. Potential factor, if we talk about the decline, could be attributed to the factors such as reduced demand from the power plants and the lower export. As I told you, coal is required for the electricity generator and generation. We are saying that electricity generation itself has declined. So that means that the requirement of the coal will also be declining, and that is why they have not gone for the higher production. Okay, so that is one thing. Moving further to the next one, electricity sector performance. We have seen that there was this decline over here, that is 5%, making the first contraction in the year. Okay, so in last, if we compare with the last year, and we will be saying that this is the first time they have seen a contraction in the recent months. Okay, now potential reason, here you can say the decline could be due to the factors such as reduced industrial activity and a shift towards the renewable energy. So there are two factors: one, we are shifting towards the renewable energy. Okay, second thing is, you can say, reduced industrial activities. We are saying that there is a contraction. That means that in other industries, let's say cement production, let's say steel, you can say production, etc., all these, you can say, industries require electricity. Okay, and if there is a reduction in the output of these industries, that means that there will be reduction in the electricity generation as well. Okay, moving further to the next one, here you can see impact on the industrial output. If we look at the industrial output, okay, so here you can say ICI's share in IIP. Okay, when we talk about the index of industrial production, okay, so this is talking about the production level data. Okay, so when we talk about the production, 40% of the weightage in IIP is related to your core sectors. Okay, so since we are saying that there is this contraction in the core sectors, that means that there will be contraction in the IIP as well. So overall production will decline. That will impact the industrial sector. Okay, so here you can say ICI accounts for 40% of the overall index of industrial production, that is IIP, highlighting its significant contribution to the industrial sector. Moving further, here you can see industrial output trends. If we look at the output trends, so here you can see, while July's industrial output had grown by 4.8, okay, earlier in June it was 4.7. So we have seen increase, but that was only a marginal increase. Okay, but when we are talking about the trends in August, it suggests that the weaker factory output leaves in the month. Okay, so in the August we are seeing a contraction. Now if we talk about the potential implications, so here you can see the contraction in the core sector output suggests a potential slowdown in the broader industrial sector. Okay, so if this particular trend go on for the next few months, then we can say that there is a slowdown in the you can say core industry. Okay, which could impact the economic growth. Obviously, if there is a, you can say, slowdown in the core industry, and core industry is having 40% in IIP, okay, so ultimately it will impact the economic growth. Okay, so that is the analysis of, you can say, whatever we have seen, data we have seen. Now what are the reasons? There are two reasons which has been cited over here. One is base effect. Since the last year's growth was high in the core sector, that was 13.4% or something like that. So in that regard, if we see, so this time they will be seeing that there will be a contraction, because this growth itself is the higher benchmark. Okay, so with respect to that, we can say that there is a you can say base effect which is working, and because of which we are seeing this contraction over here. Okay, so high base of 13.4% growth from the last year is influenced, is basically influencing the contraction. Okay, moving further, monsoon impact. Okay, so there is this delayed monsoon withdrawal from the areas. When the monsoon is withdrawal, or you can say patch, when the monsoon is withdrawal, or you can say there is a delay in the withdrawal of the monsoon, ultimately it impacts the construction sector, because while there is this monsoon or the rains, okay, so construction activities will be less. Okay, and because of which here you will be seeing that in the, you can say, cement, you can say in the electricity, you will be finding that there is a decline. Okay, so delayed monsoon withdrawal may affect the September's performance, especially in the sectors like cement, steel, indicating the weakened construction activities in Q2. Okay, so I hope these reasons are clear. Now in the end, if we talk about over here, that is the what is the key takeaways. So here you can say simply, the core sector output contraction suggests that a period of deceleration will be there in the India's economy. Okay, India's core economy, if we talk about. Okay, so in India's core industrial sector, we can see a deceleration. Okay, so that is there. Moving further, economic impact, if we talk about, the contraction in the core industry could impact overall economic growth in the coming months. Okay, so as we have already discussed, that it will ultimately impact the economic growth. Then close monitoring is required, since the data is telling you that there can be a slowdown. That means that you have to monitor the situation very closely. Okay, so this was the, you can say, analysis of the core sector performance in August 2024. Now let's see a basic question for your practice, that is, which of the following sectors recorded the highest contraction in August 2024? Electricity, coal, cement, and natural gas. Okay, so you can attempt this question and answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.